Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hello there.
What's going on, Mr. Ramon?
How
How
are
are
you
you today,
doing?
sir?
I'm very, very well, my friend. I hope you're well too.
I'm doing good. Seth,
I'm good. I'm good. Just
where, where's
I'm
your
ready for the
face?
show.
Where's your face, man?
That
I
could,
wish I could answer that question. My camera just does not want to work today.
that
So
could be his thing, though. That could be his thing. Like it's all kind of like mysterious, isn't it? So people will be watching. Who is like the mysterious Seth?
Yeah, like a V for Vendetta sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
cool. Maybe I should make that my avatar on here. The
Yeah,
V
that
for
would totally.
Vendetta mask.
Yes, that would work for when your camera doesn't. So perfect. Ramon, did you catch the opening there?
Do you know? I think you know what you should do. Yeah, I think you should play it again. I think you
Yeah.
should play it again because there's no harm in doing that,
Oh,
and
I'll
it's
play it
just because
again.
I'm.
All right, let me play it again. Here we go. Yeah, Ramon actually made this. He had different music. I put my music to it, but Ramon took his time and made this sweet new opening for us.
Awesome. That is so awesome.
I
Yeah.
like it a lot. I think
I
it's really
wish
cool.
I wish I had one like that.
Well, you made it.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Aaron White in the house. What's up, Aaron? How are
How
you,
you doing,
buddy?
Aaron, man?
Good to see you. I hope you had a good birthday yesterday. I saw you
Happy
go.
birthday.
I saw you go on your run. Yeah, that was awesome, dude.
Oh, was it Aaron's birthday?
It was yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, happy late birthday, Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron, as I posted on your Facebook page, you are not just a super fan, but a superman. So thank you. I appreciate all you do for us here in this streaming YouTube world. And yeah, so I hope you had a great birthday, buddy. All right, you guys ready to jump into some news stuff?
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
Hell yeah, he says. 41 now, Aaron is. Oh, you're just ahead of me by, I don't know. How old am I, Seth?
26.
I have no idea.
I'm like
26.
38, something like this.
38, I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into some basic news stuff here. Venom 2 runtime has been revealed, and it's the shortest Marvel movie so far, coming in at just 90 minutes long. Thoughts on that, gentlemen?
That's a bit pants, isn't it, really? So
Mhm.
90 minutes, so an hour and 30 minutes. Normally you have about 8 or 9 minutes outro with the credits. Then you have probably another 2 minutes to say take off 10 minutes. So it's about an hour and 20 minutes. That's not long at all.
Yeah, I don't know if that runtime includes the credits or not. But yeah, that. It just seems
That's
like
really short.
yeah. I mean, as I said, that it's the shortest Marvel movie to date. They it makes me worried, man. It makes me worried that they're going to take this property and just do it for a cash grab. They have the name, they have the actor, they have all the stuff, and they're just going to put it out there because, boom, we have a movie, and you're going to spend money on a ticket and go see it and whatever. So
Especially with like just initial being honest, like especially with having someone like Carnage in it, it's
yeah,
such a giant character. And Aaron, let's all right, give it a benefit of that. An hour and 30 minutes, even so, hour and 30 minutes is kind of
it's weak.
it's very it's
The
like
only thing that I can appropriately come to a conclusion with in my head is that an hour and 30-minute runtime is if it leaves off on some sort of cliffhanger. Like maybe they shot two movies or they shot it all as one movie and split it up into two.
yeah, I can yeah. So so it's like 3 hours altogether kind of thing, and it's yeah. And they're doing
Yeah,
another one for next year, kind of thing. And it was like the follow up. Yeah, but even so, I'd still, if that was the case, why not just do a 3 hour movie? No, that's me. That's me. But why
right.
not just do a 3 hour? Come on, how awesome would that have been? Like, yeah, it's going to be this epic film, like 3 hours, even 2.5 hours. I think 2 hours normally now is roughly like the norm in it for these sort of like superhero movies, like around 2 hours. So like it just it's a little bit short, really, isn't it? It's a bit it's going to be one of them, isn't it, where you go and sit down, you're going to go, oh my god, this is getting really good at the end. It's going to feel like that, with one of those movies where it starts to get going and then it's just It's over.
Well, unless this thing is like jam packed from the beginning to the end, like
yeah.
yeah. Seth, what are your thoughts on this? Does the hour and a half runtime of Venom 2 concern you, or are you okay with it?
At first I was concerned. At first I was like, oh, maybe Sony's back at it with cutting a bunch of stuff out, because we heard, there's a lot of stuff cut from the first movie too. So I was worried that maybe they're cutting stuff out again. But then I was like, I think it's fine. Like, I've gotten used to it, to the fact that it is only going to be 90 minutes long. So there's some really good movies that are only like 90 minutes long, like
Name one.
Name one. Okay, let me look at my shelf right now.
That's a good point, though. I'm actually going to have a look myself, have a quick look online, 90-minute movies. There's got to be movies that,
there's none on my shelf, but there's a few good ones.
That's what I'm saying. Just name one. That's all I want. Just one. Aaron White.
Toy Story 1's 90 minutes. Frankenstein, the original. But in general, even looking on this list, it's quite, even at that, this, like now, looking at Dumbo, the original cartoon Dumbo, but even now, that's what I'm saying. It's not really common that movies are one. And yeah, there's not really many. I've never thought about it, but there isn't many.
Well, you know what movie isn't 90 minutes long? That I got yesterday in the mail.
I know where this is going. I knew exactly where this was going.
I thought the way you built that, the way you built it, you know what movie isn't 90 minutes? Venom.
Yeah. Yes, I got my Zack Snyder's Justice League in the mail yesterday.
Nice.
Now you've had access to the digital copy for a while, right, Ramon?
Yeah. Am I lagging? I'm lagging for some reason, aren't I?
Yeah, your video, not your audio, though.
Let me I'll just restart it. One sec. I'll only be like 5 seconds.
Okay, no worries.
Are we back? Yes.
Oh,
yes,
that was.
Oh wow, that was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be.
That's
Seth
what the women normally say.
Seth can't even get his camera to work.
Yeah, it's still, for some reason. I don't know. Do you know what it is, guys? It's because I've reset my the whole computer system. Like this week, I just got really frustrated and just wiped my computer. So some things I'm still, getting fixed back up again. So my apologies.
Well, still, no worries, man. Your audio's coming in clear. All that. So that's good. That's the main thing. So yeah, 90-minute runtime. I'm not surprised. I don't know. I'm already in my head with this movie that it's just going to be a basic okay movie. That's where I'm at in my head. I don't have high expectations. I don't have low expectations. I just have copy and paste the first movie expectations. So 90 minutes seems about right to me.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to get. You were just saying as well, what isn't 90 minutes? And you've got the Blu-ray I see there. Was that of the Justice League?
Yeah, the Zack
I haven't got it,
I need to get that soon.
And I'm wearing my Justice League 5-part story arc shirt.
You're in a full Snyder mood right now, aren't you?
Dude.
Do you know what? I know I'm always praising it, so now I'm going to do one thing that I shouldn't really be doing on a live. I'm going to say I've got one problem with Zack Snyder's Justice League that I've discovered because I watched it again. It's one problem, and it's just me being very, 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 very picky.
All right.
When Diana walks on screen, she has this choir music that comes in, like, as she starts fighting. But then I discovered it happens every time she walks on camera. The music comes on.
Yeah,
literally.
Oh, Seth and I talked about that during the movie. Like, we're like, dude, every time she shows up, like the music shows up right before she does. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, it's okay the first time. I was like, cool. But then when I watched it again, I'm like, hang on, this is happening a bit. And then I've watched it again, and it's like, no, every time she goes to get into a fight, so it comes on, and I was like, it's a bit overkill of, that's what it's just. Again, that's just being picky and being silly. But
Seth and I pointed out the same exact thing about that movie. We're like, man, that's a little exhausting. Like, I get it, but like every single time, like even if like she like does a quick, like slow-mo pan where she just crosses the screen real fast, you still hear the Amazonian choir.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's what I mean. The fights with Steppenwolf in the underground bit with all the water, and every time Yeah, it is. She starts the fight with him. It comes on, cuts through everything else, goes to the flesh, and it cuts back to her. And then the music comes on again. I'm like, no, it's a bit overkill, bro.
Right. Yeah,
Bit
I concur with
overkill.
you 100%,
That's
man.
the only thing. That's the only one thing I will change. But that's just a minor nothing, isn't it? It's
I
Aaron
think
White. Oh, sorry, Seth. Go ahead, buddy.
sorry. I think something that bothers me most about that specifically in the Snyder Cut is they play it when they just show her during the opening, like during Superman's death, when they're just like showing everybody. When they show her specifically, you still hear it. And
yeah,
it's like
Yeah.
the whole scene is focused on Superman's death, and like it's, the mess or the his cry out to the mother boxes,
yeah,
but you still hear it when they show Wonder Woman. You still hear
yeah.
that
That
choir
quiet.
type of
Yeah.
thing.
It doesn't matter what music is playing. It's just that it's just going to be that undertone. Yes, absolutely.
There's
Great
one-
observation.
we-
I 100% agree.
One thing I'm going to say now, I know
Or
we
notice.
kind of, I do this all the time and go off on a tangent, but I've got to say one thing: the Batman versus Superman, the Ultimate Edition, and this Zack Snyder's Justice League, of all movies that I love, I think I would definitely put them the first sort of 2 or 3 minutes. The opening sequences are probably some of my favourites in all cinema, like because.
Yeah.
The Batman versus Superman is the coffin and everything, and the music when he comes up, becoming the Batman being lifted up and everything, and then the Justice League with the Superman screams. I think those both, they're just so beautiful. I just think they're so brilliantly done. Like that, I'll never
Yeah.
forget them. Like with the intro to the original Star Wars, we're seeing the Star Destroyers. There's certain things you just remember in film, and the Batman versus Superman and Justice League will definitely be something I just, for me personally, I just always remember. I love that scene with Batman screaming is just epic. It's
Yeah.
so epic.
I remember when we first saw Batman v Superman in theaters. When I first saw that opening scene with Batman, Bruce Wayne being lifted up. At
Oh my God.
first, I was like, "Wait a minute, what the hell are they doing?" And then you're being told, that it was a dream. I'm like, okay, that makes
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
sense. I was like, what kind of movie are we getting ourselves into here?
It's a
You know,
dream, a
Batman's
beautiful
literally
lie.
floating in the air. Aaron White says Nightmare on Elm Street is 92 minutes long, which
That's
is
another movie that's, again, we speak about that. Sorry to cut, but look, that film's so good. It's another one
is.
I've seen so many times. Like there's certain films, where you go, what kinds of movies are like rewatchable as a kid? It was stuff like your Disney movies and RoboCop, or growing up in Terminator. I think Nightmare on Elm Street's another one. It's one of those and Halloween every year. I've seen Halloween so many times.
Yeah.
But when it comes around again, I still get excited like I've never seen it before. It's stupid, but I just get excited for that movie.
Well, speaking of Halloween,
I know.
this thing, oh, what did I do? I didn't mean to do that. No, I lost it.
You lost it. It's gone.
There it is. No, Halloween is it's streaming on Peacock.
I don't
The
even know
same
what that
day-
is. Is that something over there? Because I don't know if we don't get that here.
Peacock is the NBC streaming service.
Oh, I see. I'm right. Well, I'm gonna have to try and find a way of using a VPN to get a service then, because
Oh yeah,
I can't not watch that. Like that's another one for me. I'm fanatic Halloween. I
well,
love it.
I'm gonna go see Halloween in theaters. That's one I'm definitely gonna go see in theaters for sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's perfect to go see in the movies. But what do you guys think about it streaming on Peacock though? Like, it's I don't know. Like, I kind of understand some movies, like you got HBO Max and Disney Plus that kind of started their streaming service right in the heat of COVID, so it made sense for them to have this duality between theaters and and going on streaming. But this one seems like more of a, I don't know, like an FU to the movie theaters. That's what Cody Leach said that in his post about this. It seems like an FU to movie theaters because it's streaming on, out of all streaming services, Peacock. It's more advertising Peacock. I don't know. I'm on the fence with this because I'm a person who's really into, I'd rather watch a streaming service than go to theaters these days. but I don't know. I guess I'm okay with it.
I think it's I'll be quick and then hand over to Seth. I think personally, I saw something about this earlier today, and I was like, because I didn't know what Peacock was, and I thought, oh, right, streaming, we don't get it in the UK. But then I just thought, why? This was coming out last year, then it got delayed because of the pandemic. Then why delay it in the first place? Why not just put it out on a streaming service? And last year, do you know what I mean? If that's what the intention was, it doesn't really make sense. And if
Right.
if it's coming out on the 15th in theaters, why not just put it in the theaters on the 15th and then the 30th? If you want the streaming people, do it literally on Halloween, the night before Halloween. Do it that weekend and put it on streaming services.
Yeah, that way
Just-
you can get your
just-
initial theater crowd.
yeah, it just seemed a bit of a I agree. I think it's a bit of a weird one, especially with it being held back. It kind of like, well, what did you hold it back for then? You could have just done this last year and everyone would have like rented it to watch it for Halloween.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I that's Seth. What do you feel about this? Do you feel a certain way or?
Yes, I do. I don't like it. I think doing the release where they put it in theaters and they put it on streaming on the same day, especially when there's no additional charge for the movie on streaming, then I think that's basically like that's like dooming a movie to fail. Like we saw what happened with Suicide Squad. You know, as good as that movie was, it flopped. It lost money, and that's a big reason of that is because it was on HBO Max. You know, it had a lot of things going against it. So I think I don't understand why they're putting it on Peacock now, because we've seen now with Shang-Chi that people are willing to go back to the theaters. Movies can make their money back. Movies can be successful and huge in theaters exclusively. I don't get it. Halloween's a big brand too. Like I don't really
I was a bit shocked when I see it
understand.
earlier. I was a bit shocked. I was like, I don't get it. Like, because I mean, at the end of the day, anyone around the world, look, I know you're not supposed to go on VPNs and do all of this sort of stuff, but again, someone like me who wants to see movies instantly, if it's available like that, like you just say, I got a what do you call it, a subscription with HBO simply because of, I think it was Godzilla came out on there, and there was like 2 or 3 movies this year, like big, cinema, and I thought right straight away, and I got a access to HBO Max, and it's this now. I've seen that earlier. I thought, well, I might as well just like literally whenever it's out, if it's midnight here or 3 o'clock in the morning, I might as well just jump up straight away, get on and do a live rec, which is great for me because I can do it for the channel. But at the same time, it just seems a bit of a weird one, like you say, to put it in theaters and on streaming at the same time. Kind of sets it up to fail. I think it does. It sets it up to.
Yeah, and I don't know the financials behind it. I don't know how they separate, the streaming cash flow for movies. Maybe it is beneficial, to Peacock and Halloween, the Halloween franchise. I'm not sure about that, but I do agree with you, Ramon. I think a great way to have handled this would put this out in theaters October 15th, and then get your streaming revenue, put it out on streaming like on Halloween day or the night before, or the night before Halloween. Like that's
Because it would kind of, anyone who's really like hardcore fans, they're gonna go and see it anyway. So that would have been my aim anyway. Like yourself, when you just said, "Oh, I want to see it on the big screen," because it's Halloween, you want to see it on the big screen. But then I'm like, well, on the flip side, if it's available on Peacock or Disney or Netflix, whatever it is, at the exact same time, I'm like yourself, because I'm doing content creation now, it's easier for me to just sit here, get up in the morning and sit here and do it live, and like, you know what I mean, it's easier for me to do it. So it's a catch-22, but I still think it's like you say, it's damaging to the film, because I don't understand why. I don't know. I'm the same. I don't understand why they've decided to do that. There's got to be some sort of financial thing within it. There must be.
Yeah, there has to be. Seth, I had a question for you, but I can't remember what it was now, so never mind.
Oh.
So yeah, Halloween Kills. It's gonna stream on Peacock the same day. All right.
I can't wait for it. I can't wait for Halloween anyway, though, because oh, do you hear that? That sounds like a train. That's the doorbell. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I can't wait for Halloween though, because I really, really liked is it 2017, was it? Or 2000?
Yeah.
I think it was 2018.
Yeah, I mean,
they're
and I think really it's because of following it since I was a kid and everything, and they're kind of labeling this now as like the legit story of like the very original, then this, and then they're going to have an end. That's all I'm happy about. I'm just glad that they're doing. I suppose it'll be a 4-part then, won't it? It'll be the first one, that one, 2018, this one, and then the one next year is supposedly the end of the Laurie Strode sort of story, which I'm glad. I know it sounds a bit nerdy and geeky, but I'm glad in my life I'm actually getting to see something like that as a final, because we never really had that with Halloween. It's always just been a bit of a mess. Even though I love the movies, it's been a bit of a mess.
Well, they've tried to do the Laurie Strode timeline, like with H2O.
I still love that. I saw that at the movie theater, and it was a bit silly, but I still love it.
It was very 90s, very 90s.
Yeah,
for sure.
Got to put LL Cool J in there and Josh Hartnett as well. Yeah, it was. Yeah, but it's still all right.
All right. So speaking of movies that stream the same day that they show up in theaters, have you guys had a chance to check out Malignant?
I was going to watch this today and I didn't.
I haven't. I know what it is. It's the James Wan's new movie, isn't it?
Yes. All right. So I'm alone on this one. I watched this movie last night, and I'll tell you what, this movie is so out there. Like, it's almost crazy enough to work. It's such an oddity because I've never, like, throughout the whole movie, I'm trying to figure out what is going on. Like, it was almost frustrating to be like, but how's this happening? Who's this? What kind of creature is this? What's going on here? And by the end of it, you're like, oh, now I get it. But then I enjoyed the fact that I spent the entire time guessing. Like, that was the fun of it, you know. And I had a friend over, and we were watching it, and this is where I love streaming, because we were able to sit there and communicate loudly and try to figure out all these different theories of what's going on. And that became the fun of it, you know, sitting at home and not having to be quiet, you know, and be appropriate in a theater setting. Yeah. You know, we were able just to go off the cuff and just be like, okay, we can come out with these theories and just chat about it. But this movie it's so strange, so freaking strange, but it's creative. It's a brand new idea. I've never seen anything like it. And when you get that twist ending, you're like, holy shit, James Wan just did it again. He just started another freaking franchise.
Does it have? Wow. Tell me one thing. Does it have? Is it the sort of movie? Let's just picture it. I'm sitting in now, pitch dark. I turn off the lights. I got my headphones on and I watch it. Is it got any good jump scares in it where I'll jump out my skin?
I think it's more shock value than jump scares.
Okay.
It tries to, but it's kind of like the low hanging fruit of jump scares. Like, you kind of see it coming. Okay. But it's not bad. Like, it's creative enough to where you're like, okay, I kind of know it's coming, but it doesn't come in the same way that you predict. So, but I didn't really have a moment where I was like, oh God, you know. But yeah. I had lots of moments where I was like, "Oh God!"
Oh yeah, that'll do me. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm trying to, because like with doing the reactions to movies and stuff, I wanted to try and find, because I've done like The Conjuring and all them, and when I initially saw that movie, I didn't really find it that scary. But now I've noticed when doing videos, when you're watching stuff in pitch black with headphones on, especially horror movies, it really does catch you off guard, because headphones is so personal, and it's so in your space, and it just, especially with horror films, I find it a lot scarier. So if that's got a lot of like nastiness and disgusting stuff in it, yeah, like you're saying, then yeah, I think I'll watch it, because that'll be funny to sort of video.
Right. And the thing is, like, just again, the guessing game of trying to figure out what this thing is so fun. That's the fun of this movie. And it's a double-edged sword, because like, I was trying to figure out, how are they going to make a second one just as interesting? Because a lot of the fun was trying to figure out what the fuck this thing was. That was like just most of the fun. But it's, again, very creative, so out there. But I had a couple issues. The lead character here, they had a couple of ladies in this movie that looked just like her, and I got really confused on who was who for a moment.
Right.
Like, I really thought the opening sequence was with her, but it wasn't. It was with a doctor that just kind of looks like her. So I got really confused on that. And then they brought in another character that also looks just like her. And well, I'm not going to spoil it, but
Right,
there's
okay.
a reason. But again, I was like, hey, is that the same woman? They don't do a good job explaining that these are separate people. I don't know if that was intentional, but it was something I found frustrating. But yeah,
I'll watch that tonight then. I think I'll do like you're saying that because there's a couple of films I really need to sort of catch up on. And I keep now you've said that. It's funny you've said that because online today, everywhere I kind of look, I'm seeing that the cover. So it seems that a lot of people must be interested in, maybe it's because it's James Wan, I guess. But yeah, I think I'll do that tonight then.
yeah, James Wan, he knocks it out of the park, man. You could tell that he wanted to do something different. He wanted to. I guess he was probably just getting exhausted, with the Conjuring series, and probably
Yeah.
getting bored. He wanted to shake it up a little bit and bring something new to the table. And I think he did a really good job with that. He definitely brought something new and creative to the table. And I noticed a lot of elements like from classic horror movies, like in this. I caught some Evil Dead
Oh, cool.
nods,
Cool.
or more like Ash versus Evil Dead, because this movie
I love that.
it has a bit of comedy in it, which is
Yeah.
surprising. It's not over the top; it's very subtle. But when it happens, you're just like, okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, I'm mad for that sort of stuff anyway.
So
Yeah,
I
cool.
think you'll like it, Ramon. I think you'll.
Oh, that's
totally
cool
dig
then.
it.
Now, yeah, I'll do that today. I was just going to say something else when you said about the whole. Oh yeah, so the Conjuring movies, yeah, when they first came out, I didn't really get into all of them, but once I started doing like the streaming thing 6 months ago, I thought, you know what, they would be the perfect things for me to watch, and I started watching them. And there's one of them, I don't know which part it was. It was one of the Annabelle movies, and two of them I thought were okay films, but there's one of them I don't know which part. Have you seen the Annabelle movies?
I've seen. I mean, that's all part of Conjuring, right? That's
Yeah.
yeah.
The Annabelle, one of
But
the
the Annabelle
movies.
series, I've seen the yeah, I've seen, I think, two of them.
You've probably seen it. It's one where there's loads of young girls and a nun, and they've gone to live out on like a farm or something in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
I think it was the second one actually, and I think that was the best out of all of those movies, the Conjuring ones. That was the one I found the creepiest because it was a lot more. It reminded me of like older like the horror films like with Alien. It's just like you're in one location. And
right.
it is what it is, and you know something's going to go wrong. There's nowhere you can go because you're in the middle of nowhere, sort of thing. And there was some scenes in that kind of creeped me out. And
I wouldn't mind rewatching it. I'm not huge on the Conjuring series,
yeah,
but it just doesn't do it for me. But except for Insidious, was
that
one.
was
That's
it's a
one
good
I
film.
really liked. That is a part of that series, and
Yeah,
that one was a genuinely creepy movie to me. But
yeah. I think you said this before on the stream about these movies. Now it's kind of like you take what you get. I think you said like it's like the best of the what's out there. Do you know what I mean in terms of this scale of horror? And I think
yeah,
that's how I kind of view the Conjuring. It's like they're not brilliant, but I'll watch them and go, yeah, they were pretty cool. And there's a few jumpy bits in it, but it's like that's the best of the bunch really at the moment. There's not
right.
really. There's the odd horror movie that comes out that's a great movie, but in general, there's not like loads. There's just not loads.
Well, I think *Malignant* is a breath of fresh air to this entire into the horror genre. It really is. It's something just new, fresh. It's not the same old thing, and it's creative. And I totally dig it. So I'm on board with *Malignant*. The movie has its problems, but like you said, Conjuring was like that's the best of what we have right now. This
Mm.
*Malignant* is bringing something new to the table, and I'm totally on board with it.
I think the nun caught me a couple of times. I didn't think the nun was a brilliant movie, but there was 2 or 3 scenes in it that just got me, and I was like, it was one very near the end of the movie. I don't know, they're like in these tunnels or caves or something or other, and they're walking along, and I knew when it's like the obvious cliche of she's just going to jump out in front of you. I knew it was going to happen, but because I was so like the headphones, everything's so much more intense, and it's bang, and she grabs someone. I just jumped out of my seat like mad. Oh my god, nearly give me a heart attack. But that's what I mean. That's the kind of stuff I like recording because it's fun. That's what I love about horror. you know. But there's not enough of those kind of movies that give you that genuinely like fear and there's the odd movie. Yeah, it was Annabelle Creation. That's the one. Oh, I really love that movie. Really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to rewatch that because I remember I was watching them, but like I was kind of not watching them. I was doing other things, sitting at
Yeah.
home. And I remember Annabelle. It sticks out in my mind way more than any of the Conjuring movies. So I might give that another go. So yeah, Aaron White, Annabelle Creation. Thank you for giving us that title. I'll have to check that out.
That one more thing with them, that they are actually doing something that I was really, really hoping for. I think it's with the. Is it The Conjuring? I think it's The Conjuring. There's a scene anyway where this little boy's got this toy, and it's when it spins around, it's got all of the pictures on it, and it's got this guy on it called the Crooked Man. And in the movie, there's a part where the girl goes in a tent, and this giant monster thing comes out with like a top hat on, and he's got the giant mouth, and he's called the Crooked Man, and they're supposedly making that movie. That's something I really want to see, because as soon as that character came up, as soon as that character sort of jumped out, I was like, please make a movie with that guy, because he's creepy. Like it's like the Slender Man kind of thing. He's a very creepy,
like a mix between Slender Man and Terrifier.
Yeah. It's like, give me that sort of thing. So fingers crossed they sort of go ahead with it, because I'll take that.
Cool. Well, Malignant, go see it or stream it tonight. It's going to be good. Moving. Well, I'm excited to see what your opinion is on it anyway. So we're going to move right along here with something a little different. Batman won't appear in the Batgirl movie, says Star. So, Seth, you know about this movie. Give us a rundown about Batgirl. Like, what's its theorized continuity in the DCEU? Is it connected to the other DCEU movies or what?
We don't really know for sure yet. I think it's safe to say it's within the DCEU. We don't know what point, but because they tried to say at one point that they were recasting Jim Gordon. They had like a casting list and for new people trying to get Jim Gordon, and then people were like, "Oh, we want J.K. Simmons back." Well, guess what? 2 weeks later, J.K. Simmons is in talks to join back. So I was like, "Oh, so it is like DC continuity." So there were rumors of Batman being in it, whether it was Ben Affleck or Michael Keaton or whatever they were going to end up doing. So I was pretty confident it would be Ben Affleck in this movie, but I guess Batman is not going to be in it at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Ben Affleck, he's a weird one. Like, I don't know if he wants to do this anymore. He kind of got the tail end of Warner Brothers, Justice League fiasco, and then him canceling the Batman movie that he was supposed to be in, and then greenlighting another Batman movie. I don't know. I think I heard somewhere that he said that the movie Flash is going to be his last appearance as Batman, which leaves such a big hole, a big void in the DCEU. It really does, because like everything's based around him being Batman.
So would the other guy not be replacing him then, or is that supposed to be separate?
Yeah, you're talking about
Pattinson. Is that supposed to be like that's a separate thing?
Yes, it's right. It's supposed to be like in the light of Joker.
Okay, cool.
It's going to be its own story, not part of the
right
universe.
Yeah, well, that is a shame. I mean, in a way, I'm kind of glad if that's the case that Affleck ain't doing it, because I think there's more to it behind the scenes than what we all know, and I think it's because let's be honest, if Snyder was still doing his thing, this wouldn't be the case. He'd be doing whatever. I believe he'd still be fully behind anything. But that's just a bit of a bummer. But you're saying if Simmons is back on doing something,
right.
And we was mentioning last week about, was it Black Adam or something, that you never know with things over time might heal that wound. And
fair.
I've just got fingers crossed.
I'm just gonna have to see more about this Batgirl movie. I'm kind of bummed that we haven't really gotten any hint of her yet, in any of the DC movies. Like nothing, not even a mention or anything like that. It's just gonna be like, oh, suddenly she's here, kind of like Captain Marvel. Oh, here she
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
it's going to be that kind of route. But we'll see. I mean, I always have high hopes until otherwise proven. But J.K. Simmons coming back is good. I liked him. I just like J.K. Simmons. What a
He's a
fun
cool
dude.
dude. Like, yeah, he's cool.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, one of my favorite scenes of him was this in Spider-Man when I think the suit he's got the suit and he on the wall. Someone brings him in the suit and he's he's a menace. He's a monster and oh, it's really sad now. And then he looks up and it's gone. And then he's back. No, he's a menace. Where is he? Like, he's the bit. He's brilliant. He adapts that comic book kind of.
Yeah,
He just adapts that
he's
persona.
ripped right out of
brilliant.
the pages.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's fantastic. He's a great actor. I love him.
So were you guys into Dexter at all, Seth? I don't know if you were. I don't think you were.
I never watched Dexter. I watched, I think, the first episode, and that was it.
Yeah,
I've never seen it.
I made you watch it. I remember, Seth.
Yeah, you did.
It's one of those. Dexter's one of those where I always thought I would like it. One of those shows, but it's just because there's been so much stuff to watch over the years. It's one of those I've never got round to, but I've only ever really heard good things about it. So
Well,
again, maybe that should be one of the things I could do on the thing that I should do. Maybe I don't know.
Well, with that being said, they've just the trailer for season 9 just dropped. So it's kind of hard to actually have an open discussion if neither one of you two have actually seen it before.
I mean, would you? I mean, obviously you've seen all of it. What would you? Do you? Is it one of the really really good worthy shows? Would you put it up there?
Yeah, I would definitely put it up there. It's up there, like within the same realm of like maybe a few under like Breaking Bad, something like that. It's just very it draws you in, but it's also quirky, funny, but it's just an askew, like, this isn't a spoiler, it's just the premise of the show. This guy, he's the serial killer, but he only kills killers. Like, he only kills bad guys, and he also works for the police department as a blood splatter analyst. It's just it's very interesting, and the way that this show ended was so odd. It screamed, we need another season.
Right.
And
Okay.
it's taken them a while, but it's finally out. I watched it. Okay, it seems like it's gonna be more of the same. I'll watch it. I'll give it a go, but maybe we can come back to this
with the series. Then, when each season, what sort of episodes is it? A sort of a 5 to 10? Is it 20 episodes per season? And how big are the?
Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head.
Because if it's like, if you're saying it's, I mean, if it's over like 200 episodes, obviously I ain't gonna watch it all. But if it's like 10 episodes each or something like that, that'll be cool. Because that gives me something to sort of watch. Because The Sopranos is another one I've just never seen. There's a few shows I've never.
I think each season has 12 episodes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
about 12 episodes. That's it.
Yeah, that's cool. Oh well, there you go. I think you've just sold it. Then see, you've just sold that to someone new.
All right.
Yeah, because it was, as I say, it was one of those. I'd always seen it over the years, like the trailers, and I was like, "Oh, that looks really cool." But there's always been like the Breaking Bad. There's been Game of Thrones. There's always been something else what I've been sort of into. So I've never really got around to it. So
it was one that I didn't watch it when it came out. I binged it, after even the season finale, like after the show had ended, then I started getting into it. And it was just one of those. It's one of those bingers, man. Like, I just sat there and just watched.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that cool. I could, and it drew me in. It was very good, and that slight bit of horror to it, or slasher, always makes it an interesting take. So, all right, Seth, are you there, Seth?
I am here.
Okay.
I mean, you asked.
I know it took you a long time to answer. I was like,
he's answering his fan mail with all the women messaging. That's what it is. That's what he's doing. He's sitting there. Hold on, guys. Let me just.
Oh, here we go. Here's Tommy Lee. Definitely looking forward to the new Dexter. Yeah, man. These guys haven't. Ramon and Seth haven't seen it, so I couldn't really geek out about it too much. But
is it due out soon? Then the next one.
Oh,
I guess if they've just announced it, it's probably going to be.
Yeah, I just had.
If they've done, if they've done a trailer for it, you're saying. I guess.
Yeah, I think it's October, November, or something. One of those two. I think it's when it's out.
So 12 times 8, 80 episodes. Can I do 80 episodes in 2 months? I'm just trying to think, can I catch up?
Oh boy, Tommy Lee, let us know what your favorite part about Dexter was. To two guys that haven't watched it, how would you sell this show to them? I'm very curious to see your opinion on that. All right, Seth. Moving on to did I just delete that?
Marvel Wolverine.
Yeah, and I
going with the.
Yeah, but I deleted it. I didn't mean to. I canceled out the tab. Let me look it up again.
Yeah, Marvel Wolverine game.
So have you seen the
yeah,
I've done for that?
I watched the showcase. Like I've done a react, like I watched along with the showcase because I wanted to know what games were coming out, and I had no idea that was getting made. So I'm 100% sold because it's by the same guys who done the Spider-Man game. So yeah, that's 100% from me anyway.
I had it all queued up here. Let me get it back up here, and we can kind of just watch together. I don't have sound but we can watch the video to this.
Yeah, because the guys who've done the Spider-Man on the PlayStation 5, then there was a Miles Morales Spider-Man. Like I finished both of those, and then I watched this the other day, and I was like, oh wow. This kind of kept under wraps, really. Like there was rumors and stuff, but there weren't really anything set in stone. So for them to just sort of drop that's great. I think that'll be fantastic.
Yeah.
God, this looks so good. Now, quick question: do you think this is going to be a Hugh Jackman Wolverine? He's got a very Hugh Jackman build. You know,
I don't think it will.
I'm just looking at his. I'm looking at his build here. We all know that classic Wolverine is short and squashy, but this Wolverine, he looks like he has a build like Hugh Jackman. So that it might not look like Hugh Jackman, but I feel like they might be taking, kind of like just his physique possibly.
It might be based on him, but I think they'll because the Peter Parker in the game is someone completely different, which is a shame that it wasn't like the Tom Holland now, because Tom Holland's making the movies, and they've already said that this Wolverine will be in the same universe in terms of the Spider-Man game. So, I don't know. I mean, by all means, I'd be happy if it was, and he'd done the voiceovers and stuff. But I doubt we'll be that lucky.
Well, yeah, I doubt that's the way they go. But I'm just talking about just from like even where the blades come out. It's just very much like the X-Men Wolverine. It just looks like a Hugh Jackman right there. And again, I don't think they're going to get him in on this, but I think
it will be an amazing game. The other reason I say it'll be an amazing game as well, is with the Spider-Man game that came out, you had the main story to the game, but they didn't just have one or two characters. They had like Kingpin, Shocker, Vulture. Like there's so many different characters that turn up in the Spider-Man game, and it's done in such a good way. So I expect Wolverine.
I have that queued up too, so we'll watch that as well.
And that's what I'm saying, because they're both in the same universe, and there's the Spider-Man game coming out.
So do you think they're going to connect in these games?
100%.
Nice. Quick question: Were you a big fan of? I know Seth, you were X-Men Origins, the video game.
I don't think I played it.
Oh my gosh,
missing out.
Wait a minute. Let me just look that up. You can't be dropping something like that on me.
The game's been out for just 12 years.
Wait, which one are we talking about? Is this the one with is this the bird's eye view one when you play as all of them?
No.
This is X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's the game of it though.
The game based off the movie. That was way better than the movie.
Oh my god. No. What was that on? No, I didn't. I never played that,
It's on PS3 and Xbox 360.
No, I didn't play it. Oh, mate. No, I didn't.
Seth, how fun is that game?
Very. I think it might be one of the most fun games I think I've ever played. Yeah. Especially in terms of superhero games. Like, I think Spider-Man is a little bit more fun, but I think in terms of how much fun I had, I this is going to be a controversial opinion probably. I probably had more fun playing Wolverine than I did like any of the arcade games.
Well, oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I had more
well,
fun playing. I think the Arkham games are better, but like in terms of just enjoyment, like fun,
well,
Wolverine was a lot more fun.
I think what made Wolverine, the Origins video game good, like more fun, like you say, is because it was so much better than the shitty movie that it was based off of.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I mean, they changed the storyline and everything. It's like, wow, okay, this actually makes me like the movie even better because, like, now I'm just going to implement this mythology into that movie in my head when I watch it.
It's
So,
the Origins movie is the Wolverine Origins movie is the one with Deadpool in, right?
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a very good. Again, it had moments. Has it got Gambit? Is that the one with Gambit, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I love Gambit. I thought Gambit was fantastic, but I thought overall, yeah, it's just a bit. It's a shame as well, you know, because I love Hugh Jackman. I think most sort of fans of the comics and Marvel love Hugh Jackman, and it was such a shame that movie was just like it had everyone there, the characters, it had like the right sort of, but it just wasn't that. It just wasn't a very good film.
Yeah, it's not a great movie, but
No.
I mean this game, like, because I watched the showcase.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
wow, like, because the Insomniac Games logo popped up on screen, and I'm like, here we go. And then the Marvel logo, and I'm like, let's go. I was like, Spider-Man time. And then
Yeah,
they show
yeah.
Wolverine, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, that's exactly what I did, man. I was
I'm like,
because I
all
was
right then.
because I was waiting for I knew that they were going to be speaking about Spider-Man,
Oh yeah,
but yeah, I just had no idea that they were doing Wolverine, and I think it's automatically going to be a success, not just because the Marvel Wolverine thing, but like you say, because it's Insomniac and they were so good, they handled Spider-Man so well. I think I've got every confidence now. I would pre-order it, Wolverine, because I know what I'm going to get with it. I know it's going to
right.
be a good game. So,
Well,
um,
Wolverine, that one probably won't be out for a while. Because if I
nah,
had to guess, they started developing Spider-Man 2 probably
yeah, that's right.
right before or right after the first game came out.
Yeah,
Wolverine, they've stated multiple times that game is basically just now starting development. So we probably
couple
won't
of
even see
years.
Wolverine be released until, I'd probably guess 2025 is when that game will come out.
Yeah,
So
it's going to
we're a
be.
ways off, but
Yeah,
I'm still excited for that one.
yeah, I can't wait for that because that'll just. And there's something else instantly, you know, with the this Spider-Man trailer. There's something in it where made me feel like a little kid again because it would have been before your time, Seth. There was a game that come out called Web of Shadows, Spider-Man Web of Shadows,
I've
which
played
was out.
that.
Oh, really? Yeah, and
Yeah, I own that
yeah,
actually.
and that game that to me is like one of the best, or at the time, of all Spider-Man games that had actually been made. I think it's one of the best ones that's been done, and it's still quite spoken about now. And it's Web of Shadows with Venom in it. When I saw this trailer, I was like, please. They're showing the alleyway, and I was like, there's no way they're going to put Venom in this. And then you heard the voice. I was like, oh damn. So I'm hoping they go down a route and it's that sort of game where it will be. It'll be crazy with Venom in it.
Yeah.
It's just going to be crazy.
Dad, I don't
Yeah,
know
and
if
then
you're
Wolverine.
aware that you're playing the trailer for the first game and not the second game.
Am
I
I?
don't know if you
Yeah.
are. That's the trailer for the
Oh.
first game. You
But it's still a good sales point, ladies and gentlemen. And if you've never played the first Spider-Man game, you must get
I
it
was
if you're
wondering why
into.
it had PS4. I was like, why are they
Yeah, no,
advertising this on PS4, not 5?
both Spider-Man 2
Let me
and
see.
Wolverine are only on PS5.
Do you know
Like,
what that Spider-Man game? Honestly, Steph, I really like. That's one of the few games where I picked up and I just didn't put it down, and it does play a lot like
yeah.
the Arkham games, like the combat. So
Yeah.
I was kind of used to it, like the counter attacks and everything else. I just thought it was a really, really good game. Really good game.
Now, I could go on about these games for like ever if I wanted to. Like, because I'm a really big
Alright,
fan
well
of the other Spider-Man games.
well, I've never seen this trailer, so this is gonna be a fresh look at me or to me.
All
So
right.
And I tell you, the one thing with the first Spider-Man, I got a bit emotional seeing Stan Lee in the game. Oh, that was
Oh
amazing.
yeah. I've
That
been
was
playing the
so
story
nice.
again, and I got to that part
Yeah,
last night.
it's so nice. That was just such a nice touch in the game.
Yeah. See, when they showed this
oh,
at the showcase, like live, they didn't show the logos at the beginning, so we didn't know what this was at all.
Yeah,
Like they
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
show the Insomniac Games and Marvel logo, so we went into this without the logos. So like seeing his logo pop up on screen, the Spider-Man logo, I was like, wow, I can't believe they did Wolverine and Spider-Man. That just blew my mind. And the
God,
difference,
detail of these games look so good.
the difference between this trailer and the Wolverine trailer is the Wolverine trailer is not like captured on PS5. Like that's footage, like a cinematic, that's completely CGI.
Yeah.
This is captured from a PS5, meaning that this is basically just gameplay made to look more cinematic. So
Yeah, the Wolverine trailer did say not gameplay.
yeah.
Okay, there's Venom. Okay, I hear him.
Oh God.
And then the black logo. Oh, we're getting symbiote Spider-Man.
That's going to be in like that's what I'm saying, because like the way the Web of Shadows game was, you had basically the whole city in it, and everyone was being taken over by the symbiotes, and it was just absolute pandemonium. But with the power now of like these new consoles and everything, they can do that kind of game with Venom and go completely crazy, and it's not out of the realms of possibility with what they can do now. I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that. I just want Venom to kick my ass, man.
Have either of you heard who's voicing Venom? Have either of you heard that? You
Tony.
have?
Who is it?
Yep. Tony Todd from Candyman.
Yeah, my hero.
Oh,
Tony
really?
Todd. Yeah, mate.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
They announced he's voicing
sense.
Venom.
That makes a lot of sense. He's definitely got that menacing voice. That's cool, man. This looks really good. I'm not a gamer. You guys know this. I'm not a huge gamer at all. But like I will vicariously live through you, Seth, and like it depends on you to bring your PS5 over so I can at least toy around with these games because they look like a lot of fun.
Yeah, do you care if I talk spoilers about the first Spider-Man game, or do you want me to steer clear of those?
No, it's been out for a while. Go for it.
All right. So
wicked game.
We don't really know who Venom is in this game. I'm assuming it's going to be Harry. Because they kind of teased that at the end of the first game, because they had Harry in the tank. We don't really know why yet, but they had him in the tank. The symbiote was clearly attached to him. So either the symbiote gets out and finds its way to Eddie Brock, or it stays on Harry, which is something they've done before, Harry being Venom. So I don't know. I'm just making like predictions in my head that like we as players will know along the game that Harry is Venom, but we're just like waiting for Peter Parker to find out that Harry is Venom, and it's just I'm excited.
It'd be interesting if they did like kind of a murder mystery thing with it, like Venom exists, but there's gonna be a couple of storylines. Like he could have went to Eddie, and they'll show like where that was a possibility, or he could have went to Harry Osborn, and they'll show a little clip that hints to that. And like through the whole game, you're trying to figure out which one it is.
That would be good. Yeah, they'll drop some bombs though, like that. That's what I mean. When we was playing that last one, they dropped so many like I was, like when you watch, was it the Spider-Man 3 was always the complaint of too much characters in the movie. I felt when I was playing this Spider-Man game, I'm thinking they're dropping too many characters, but I think it was done so well that everyone had their moment, like the Vulture thing, and I didn't want none of that to end. I thought the battles in that, all them fight scenes with all those characters, I just thought were incredible. I just thought, if they'd done that in the first one, the second one's going to be insane.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm, again, not a huge gamer, but I will definitely live vicariously through you, Seth. So,
yeah,
thank you.
I'm excited.
There was loads of games though on that showcase. I think I counted 8 or 9 that I'm definitely going to be getting. Definitely, like I'm definitely going to start the Knights of the Old Republic. There was the Spider-Man, the Wolverine. There was just loads. I was surprised. I was like, that one. So yeah, that's good. There's some good stuff coming.
Ramon's like, okay, I know where my
honestly,
I had to start my budget for this now.
Yeah, I ain't got a PlayStation 5 yet. I'm trying to get hold of one. It's still obviously difficult.
Are they still? They still do that difficult to get a hold of?
Yeah, I can't get one.
Well, Seth has one.
I think they have like a shortage of something. I don't know exactly what it is, but there's like a piece
I think
in
it's
the
probably
PS5 that they
I
have a
think it's
shortage of.
probably the graphics cards. I reckon.
I
I
think
haven't
that's it.
looked
Yeah.
because I've been trying to get a PC built for ages, and the prices of graphics card have gone from like whatever the price is to another 50% on top, kind of thing. It's just ridiculous.
Wow.
So I'm guessing with the PlayStations, there's a shortage of the chips or whatever. But yeah, it's a bit of
Yeah.
a. But I can't wait to get hold of one. God of War as well. Oh my god, that game.
I've been seeing your gameplay on that lately.
Bro, this is how stupid I'm, Seth. If you want to have fun, watch me play games like God of War. Because I don't know if I've said this on here. What I tend to do whenever I buy a game, I put things on. Like I always do it. I put it on the hardest difficulty to punish
Oh,
myself.
yeah, you said that last week. You put on
And
the you were one hit
and
and you're out.
God of War is ridiculous. It's so hard on the hard. It's so ridiculous. So yeah, I'm on a part now, and I'm just punishing myself.
I downloaded God of War last night. I've never played it.
It's amazing.
But
If you like Spider-Man, that's what I'm saying. Like the fighting mechanics and stuff, and it's such a great story. The story is incredible, especially if you like. I don't want to say anything, but if you like Marvel and certain characters in Marvel, God of War drops a lot of that in it. It's incredible.
Nice.
There's one thing that we haven't talked about yet, and it's totally something that needs to be brought up. Give me 1 second here. Let me get it queued.
I know what you're going for.
Man, why am my computer lagging? Nothing but technical difficulties all day today.
I know what you're going to bring up.
Oh,
I know you're a bit like that and not that fussed about it. I can't wait, man.
Yeah, my thing is I need to really rewatch the first one again because there's a bunch of mythology. And I think you cleared it up for me, Ramon. Actually, in your response,
That was just that was just my guess. Like I don't know if I'm right. I'm just
I never dove into the mythology of the Matrix. I saw the first one, I liked it. I think I saw the second one, and I just kind of abandoned it after that. I just okay. Being picky here, I just don't see why they would give him the same John Wick look. I mean, shave the beard, something.
Yeah, no, I understand. He's probably filming John Wick at the same time.
That's
all it is, man.
That's what it is. You're right.
He's just filming John Wick at the same time. I've only got one. Again, I don't know how many people watching this are really into it, but the only thing I can think of is, without spoilers or anything, I can do this without spoilers, right? If you've seen the originals, you'll know what I mean. Keanu Reeves and her Trinity cannot return into the new movie. They cannot be in it because let's just say their story is over. Now, for them to be in this new one means that this isn't the same Matrix that was in the original movies. This is a new version of the Matrix. This is not going to make any sense to anyone who ain't seen this, so I'm probably just waffling at this moment. So basically, the Matrix being this dream world, if you like, they've been removed from this one. Like, so there's this version of the Matrix, which is the original trilogy. There's this one here. So whatever happens in here has zero to do with what happened before. So there's still one. Again, it's difficult. This is one of those. It's very, very difficult to talk about and try and explain without spoiling anything. So I don't want to, in case people might go and watch it, like watch the originals first. Now I don't want to.
All right. Well, let me just point this out because I do know enough about the Matrix to know that these pills in the movie are what if he takes the blue pill, then he just goes back to his everyday mundane life, right?
Yeah.
But I don't remember him actively taking them in the first movie. So in this movie, he's actively taking these blue pills.
No, in the first one, I think it must have been the red pill where he goes basically down the rabbit hole,
right?
And then wakes up.
That's when what's his name, Morpheus? When he comes up and he gives him the choice, red or blue.
Yeah.
But why is he actively just chugging blue pills? Like, what are the blue pills in this world to him? And does everybody take them? Is this like I don't know? I thought this was an interesting take because I thought that was like like a one and done situation. You take the blue,
Yeah,
you take the red.
that's true. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. I think it's a completely different, because that's what I'm saying.
Just a completely different universe of it.
Yeah, because he cannot be in the Matrix. Like if anyone who's seen it will know what I mean. If you've seen the third movie, he cannot be in this Matrix. It's not possible. So that's it's so difficult for me to try and without.
I mean, no, they're not going to spoil anything for the new movie, and I think the other three have been out long enough, you know.
All right then. So at the end of the third film, him and Trinity. At the end of the third movie, him and Trinity. So look, let's put it in simple terms, ladies and gents. If you've never seen the Matrix, every one of us is in the Matrix. Planet Earth is the Matrix. It's not real. We're all in a dream state. In the real world, all of us are inside this incubator over here. All of us are in our own little incubator asleep, and we're powering the world with our consciousness to make robots live. These robots, drones live. Now, what happens in the movie is someone gives Neo, which is Keanu Reeves, in this Matrix make-believe world, give him a pill. Do you want to keep living in this dream world where everything is what it seems, or do you want to wake up in the real world where you're in this incubator and you're going to get out of it and then try and fight these machines to take back Earth? Basically, he wakes up in the real world, and the three stories are about that. And at the very, very end of it, they defeat these machines, but at the cost of his life and the woman he loves. Now, that should then mean the story is over. However, if the robots need to survive, and the way they survive is living off the consciousness of humans. So they're then going to make another Matrix, which is this one, which explains there being a new Matrix of putting people in these incubators and living off their brain again, but they have to keep them in a dream state.
Okay.
If that's
I get it now.
Now, the problem being, if Keanu Reeves is dead in the real world, there is no body for him to put in an incubator to put his brain into the Matrix. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His body's gone. He's dead in the real world. So that's not our version of whoever we know. That's what I mean. The film, it sounds more complicated than it is. Like when you watch the films, it's not. It's difficult to explain the concept of the films, but it's such a cool idea.
What's your thoughts on the fact that these two recognize each other? What do you think that connection is? If they're
right,
they just don't exist, if they don't exist anymore, what's the connectivity?
So this is my strange theory, right? So what I'm going with is they've both come out of the Matrix. The Matrix has been destroyed. In the real world now, you've got robots and you've got humans. Now the robots have made a new version of the Matrix in order for them to survive. The humans are over here, you live over there, we live over there, everyone's happy. Cool. Now, the good side of the robot world, if you like, there's a woman who's in the Matrix called the Oracle. And the Oracle is kind of like the balance of good and evil. I believe the Oracle has, because she's a computer, on the computer side, she will have access to basically the consciousness of everyone that was inside the original Matrix. So she will be able to input the consciousness of Neo and Trinity, but it won't be their human form. They will just be, in other words, like the Matrix is just like computerized. It's just a computer format. So she will be able to input Neo and Trinity. So I don't believe they will be real people. They will be like a consciousness of what they were. Does that make sense? And
kind of like Jor-El in Man of Steel.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So exactly that. So she will input their consciousness into the Matrix. So he will then be like what Morpheus was in the original, trying to wake up humanity to save them.
Okay.
That's my made-up theory of absolute nonsense. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. That's why we do this. See, going back to these blue pills again, like there's something about these being, I don't know if it's just Keanu Reeves' character or if everybody in the Matrix has to take these as like the new, just the new rules of the reset Matrix life, like maybe the technology is not as advanced as it was before. So they got to keep people on these pills to keep them in this world,
to suppress them into that. Maybe that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah, because they're making it very prominent that these pills are there, and like an active part of this Matrix world. Now,
Mm.
what do you think of? I keep forgetting to add this to the stream. What do you, is this another version of Morpheus? Because they're really going for that Morpheus vibe.
I'm thinking it's either meant, it's either because I think that's one of the biggest downfalls of this is not having Lawrence Fishburne, which I said, like, I've done a trailer reaction. It's like, it's just a bit of a kicker because I just love Lawrence Fishburne and he's so iconic in that role as Morpheus. And I know you got to move things forward and go in a new direction and everything, but that's why I'm kind of like that with the whole. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm really excited for it, but it's not like there needed to be new movies because the original trilogy, it is what it is, kind of thing. It's done. But I do believe, like you say, I think this has got to be. But I don't. This is why I'm saying it's a new Matrix as well. Right, here we go. So he is supposedly Morpheus type of character who's
Right.
going to help this Neo. Blah blah blah. I don't believe he's a good guy. I think he's evil because the red pills were supposedly the ones that took you into the Matrix in the first one, and they are the good. I think that he represents the robots or the I forgot what they're called, the agents. I think he's a bad guy, and he will manipulate Neo because they're going to switch it all around. There's no point in them remaking the movie and going, "Oh look, we've got a new Morpheus. We're going to do it exactly the same." There's just no point. So I think he'll be the bad guy.
Right. That's what really struck me when I watched it. Is I was just like, okay, cool. We're just gonna watch the same movie again, but with John Wick. Like that's all I saw.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what exactly this movie is, because I just remember being excited about the kind of fourth dimensional concept that they introduced with this movie. They said it's going to be just that, like Neo's going to be back, but kind of in redoing the first movie again. Like I don't know. I'm curious about it, but the trailer hasn't sold it for me.
I think
So,
it's one of those as well where it's, if you're into the original, like you're like, it's what I'm saying, because I like the original, I'm excited for it, but it's like at the same time I'm just excited for it because it's another Matrix movie. It's not like, if they never touched it again, I wouldn't be like, oh damn it, we really need another Matrix movie, because to me that story, it's like I don't know, like Lord of the Rings, the original Lord of the Rings. The ring's been dropped into it's gone, it's over, the story's done. It's
right.
like it would be great, of course, if you got them all back again, Frodo and everyone back, and there was another adventure and it was brilliant, great. But if we don't get it, that's cool because that story's done. So that's kind of how I feel with the Matrix. Great that we're getting one, but
Seth, you're pretty quiet over there. I'm assuming you have no interest in this, or
I have nothing to say about the Matrix.
Oh, you don't like it, no?
I've never seen it. Like, I've seen half of it, I think, and I fell asleep. So
that's fair enough.
Maybe I'll give it another shot.
It's on HBO Max.
Yeah,
I think do you know what? Honestly, I think in my life I'd say Star Wars, like Lord of the Rings, like those epic, everyone talks about kind of series. I'd put the Matrix in there as well. I think that's one of those, because there's nothing else. There isn't anything else like it. So they're not like brilliant, but I still think they're, the first film especially as well, because it's such a different. The idea of it's crazy. It's such a crazy idea. But again, it's not for everyone. Do you know what I mean? It's not.
Yeah.
But
maybe I'll give it another shot. But
give it a shot. Just especially with it coming out. Just so maybe next time you come over here, we can dust it off and give it a shot before Christmas.
Yeah.
So.
John Wick in the Matrix.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I see. All right, gentlemen, that's all I have for the news. Is there anything else you guys want to add to this? Anything else that maybe I missed that you want to bring up or touch base on?
What did I say this week? I'd say it was that, and I loved Titans the other day. It weren't brilliant, but it was okay.
I haven't watched that one yet. So no spoilers on that one.
It's quite a violent episode, put it that way.
Okay, I'll probably watch that tomorrow.
But that was, again, it's not anything that's sort of groundbreaking or anything like that. But it's still, I'm still enjoying it. It's and I can't wait for Doom Patrol. So 24th of September.
Yes,
Cannot wait.
that's the one I'm most excited for. Man, I can't believe I forgot to watch Titans. See, that's where Titans is in my head right now. It's not on my important list.
Yeah.
Because I just don't.
I've not. Do you know what? I've not even been catching up with What If. I've not seen it since I've seen the first 3 episodes.
Yeah,
and I think I might wait until it finishes and then sort of do the lot and review the lot. I enjoyed it, but I'm not sort of. I have to watch it.
yeah, I'm not really into What If. Just for the simple fact that like, it's just you can do anything. What if Iron Man was actually a horse? Ah, you know, like they make a whole episode out of it. Like, okay,
I would actually watch that. That sounds so amazing.
all right. Well, you and I, Ramon, we should be writers for What If because we can just what if everything.
Iron Man was a horse. I'm thinking about it, trying to and then running and then flying.
He's like, I need to save the world.
That would be so good. That works.
Is there something I can point out real quick about?
Yeah.
Not What If, it's something going back to. I just want to say this real quick because I think it's interesting. A few minutes ago, like 10 minutes ago, it looks like the Wolverine game is confirmed to be rated M. So I think that's exciting because we had no idea if it was going to be rated M or not. So they're probably going to go full on with that gore again because the X-Men Origins Wolverine game is. Whew.
The X-Men Origins Wolverine game was definitely pretty up there.
You're cutting people's heads off and like their arms and their legs and like
everything the movie didn't give you.
Yeah. But it looks like the game is going to be rated M, the new one. So just point that out real quick.
Well, appreciate the update on that, man. So yeah, Wolverine game. I am looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. So, all right, cool, gentlemen. Well, I think unless there's anything else you want to add, I think we're good. I think we're going to close it out for the evening.
Yeah.
Ramon, will you tell everybody where they can find you, sir?
You can find me on YouTube on Hit or Miss TV, where I'm doing films, trends, news, and reviews. And I've recently started a Twitch channel, which I'm going to be focusing on gaming. If you want to find me on there, I've got a really silly name. It's Chav Gav, CHAVGAV. It used to be Gerbil Stuffer, but I thought I better get rid of that because it's a bit much. So it's yes. It was Gerbil Stuffer for many, many years.
You are one fucked up dude. I love you.
It was Gerbil Stuffer, and it's now Chav Gav. But you can find me on Twitch where I'm doing God of War, and I'm going to be starting on the 23rd doing a new game in the Yakuza series called Judgment, and I'm going to be doing that every day from the 23rd, 24th. But Hit or Miss TV or Chav Gav on Twitch.
All right, cool. And also, you can find his link to his YouTube channel. And I need to put all your other links in there.
Cool,
too.
man.
Now to think about it. But you can find it in the description of this on my YouTube channel. Seth, you can find him here with me because he's part of Film Trigger. So appreciate guys tuning in. I'll meet you guys backstage in just a minute. And as always, stay trigger happy, my friends. Peace.
Peace.